Just a minute, but first, LSU, Kentucky. Marlon Taylor catches the alley-oop, throws it down. This guy's head was literally above the rim.
Oh, he got up now. Every bucket mattered in this game. This is a great win for LSU at Ruff.
Little backdoor cut against the zone.
How about the little...
Oh, no, nice little Cavalier with it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Controversy at the end of this game.
Celtics, Sixers, Jason Tatum spinning off Joel Embiid and dunking it over Ben Simmons.
Oh, Daniel Dice likes that. He ain't done that since ever.
Tatum has a little extra every time he plays Philly, right, Nick?
Yeah, man. It went
extra sauce.
Philly traded up from 3 to 1. Tatum thought he should have gone number 1. They take Markelle Fultz. He says, okay, I got you.
Lakers, Hawks. LeBron threading the needle. Nice pass to Brandon Ingram.
LeBron was amazing last night as far as his passing. The only thing amazing about the Lakers, there were several times, too. He could have had close to 20
Should have been a 20 assist game.
Yes.
First play of the game.
20 assists, 20 free throws. Because LeBron starts selling for them jump shots, too. So
first play of the game, he gets Kuzma a layup. How many times in transition did he pitch it ahead for a layup and a guy gagged it?
But it wasn't all good news for LeBron. No. Forgettable night for the Lakers, except that we remember it quite well. They lost to one of the worst teams in basketball in the Atlanta Hawks. As a result, they hit the All-Star break below 500 and currently out of the playoff picture. Questions swirling now about head coach Luke Walton and his job security. Here is Walton on the Lakers' mindset entering the break.
Disappointing loss for us, but, it's time for us to get away and reflect a little bit about where we are as a group. And I think this first part of the season, we've gone through a lot of adversity as a group. We're probably not where we want to be, but we're still close enough. So we got a challenge ahead of us coming back after All-Star, and we got some work to do. But I think we have a group that's up for that challenge, and we'll look forward to attacking that when we get back after it.
All right, Nick, what do you think? Should the Lakers stick with Luke Walton through the rest of the season?
No, I think they should fire him during the All-Star break.
During this current All-Star break that starts tomorrow?
Yeah.
That's the one?
Yeah, that's a fireable loss last night. There's nothing to lose by firing him. Does someone make the case for me Luke Walton's a good NBA coach? I'd love to hear it. That doesn't involve when Steve Kerr was out, the Warriors were 39-4. I'd love to hear the case that to why you've got to stick with Luke Walton, who last night was guessing. What's the rotation going to be? I don't know. Mike Muscala, who played, we traded for him, he gets 14 minutes. He's not going to play at all. Reggie Bullock, he's going to start because LeBron's going to play point. No, actually, LeBron's going to play center. No, the Hawks' big men are in foul trouble. Let's not play it big the whole time. LeBron's going to play 44 minutes, but he's going to come out mid-third quarter and then play the entirety of the fourth quarter. Someone make the case. What is it, the 26 wins his first year with the Lakers or the 35 wins last year with the Lakers that is supposed to make me believe, well, you got to stick through Luke Walton through these growing pains? I don't see it. I just want the case to be made as to why when a team clearly needs a jolt, and if they're going to be a championship team at some point, it's almost assuredly going to be with a coach different than Luke Walton, why you wouldn't make the move right now when you have Brian Shaw sitting on the bench as the interim guy.
Oh, so you think Brian Shaw would be the jolt, that would give them the jolt?
I think that if you are going to have to go on a push in the final 25 games of the year, a seismic shift in a team can be beneficial, and I do not think you're going to lose anything schematically or player development by not having Luke Walton there anymore.
Right. Now, as far as the thing that's fireable to me has been the lack of young players developing. So I'm not a person that likes to overreact. The reason why I watched the game last night was I thought they could lose. They weren't playing well as a team, but that to me is not the reason why you fire him. The reason why you fire him is because I don't think my young players are responding to the coach. In the time that they spend off the court, they're not developing the way I would want them to develop. Now, the benefit of being in the NBA, we have seen season changes early in the season, mid-season changes, and the team go on to improve. Typically, in the NFL, you don't see that. NBA, you can see that. Is Brian Shaw the force multiplier? I don't know to that one. I don't know. There have been a lot of times where Brian Shaw has been mentioned as, man, he should be the next head coach. I don't know about Brian Shaw. The jury's still out on me. Is he going to be just a quality assistant coach in the NBA, or can he make that next step? So for me, I just don't fire someone just to fire them. I do believe that the Lakers They should play out these last 25 games, and then they get a pick of any coach that they want compared to settling just for Brian Shaw. That part right there, it worries me just a little bit.
I want to make it very clear. I wouldn't say Brian Shaw is the coach for the Lakers long term. I just mean you're not going to hire a new head coach mid-season. So you take a guy from the bench and Brian Shaw, make him the interim coach, and then you do a full coaching search that Brian Shaw could apply for this offseason. I want to make that part clear.
I'm going to ask you the unpopular question. How much of this is that LeBron doesn't gel with Luke Walton? How much of this is the young players aren't responding, aren't growing, aren't turning into the team they thought that they would?
The problem is the Lakers, if LeBron James is not on the court, fall apart entirely. This year, with LeBron on the court, they outscore their opponents by 2.5 points per 100 possessions. With him off the court, it's -5. That's a 7.5-point swing. When he was out, they lost a home game to the Knicks, who are not trying to win. They lost a home game to the Cavs, who are not trying to win. In that Philly game, they're down 4 with 3 minutes left in the third quarter. They take LeBron and Kuz and Ingram out simultaneously. I don't know why. You'd have to ask the coach. And by the time any of them come back in the game 5 minutes later, it's a 20-point game. Listen, I am not a basketball PhD, but I'd like to think I got my master's. And there are certain basic things that you know when you are limited talent-wise you have to do to keep your offense flowing, to give your team a shot. And going through big stretches of games where Lance Stevenson is your featured offensive player, that's indefensible.
Well, what about the signing this offseason? The front office signed those players.
Sure.
So, I mean, what is Luke supposed to do? I mean, they signed Lance Stevenson and Rondo. So if LeBron, if he comes out of the game with Lonzo being hurt, who's going to be a playmaker for you? So is that Luke Walton's fault?
I think you got it. I don't think they should play 1 minute where either Kuz, Ingram, or LeBron are not on the court, because those are at least 3 guys that can all create their own offense and have shown the ability, if a defense collapses on them, kick it out. I also think there is no circumstance where LeBron James should play 44 minutes on February 12th in Atlanta. Like, you can't allow a non-overtime game. Those are, listen, I don't get on TV and like to fire guys. You guys, this is the 3rd time I've done it. The other 2 got fired later that day. Like, it is when I think it is on the board, and I think it is deserved. And I would like someone to make the case for me as to what does Luke Walton do. Forget, is he a force multiplier? Convince me he's not a force divider. Convince me he's not a negative asset as a head coach. I'd like to be convinced.
All right, got to take a break. We have to. My second pen ran out of ink. There's a lot of note-taking that's going on sitting next to me.
It goes with the heat in your hand. There's ink in this one. You can have that one, John.
And we're back.
Let me have that one.
Coming.